Hello there everyone, just give me a moment whilst I sort of get things out. I'll give you a few minutes, so I'm not too fussed. I'm a little late today because the new Saturn update for the Saturn Core update for the Mister has been released, and I've been testing it out, and there's some definite improvement. Not much on the kind of music end, but a lot more games seem to be being able to play there at the moment. I might do an extra stream on Monday just to show that off and show where the progress is on that. We'll have to see on that one. See what I'm doing on the Monday. I need to update, of course. Okay. Now, let's get back onto this. Oh, before I start this, I also need to have a look. It's not one, isn't it? Well, it technically is. It's an FPS. And it's got trivia. And it's got education. Okay. Okay. Just trying to remember where I was last time because it's been a while since we've last done this. I think I was an E. Yes. It's wrong.
Main menu.
You want to, there we go.
Denied.
Let's turn this down a bit. There we go.
For the fallen!
Main menu.
Thanks to Taru for the raid. Just give me a moment whilst I just have a look at the wait till the viewers pop in. And then obviously I don't need to do much because I will get a clip in a moment. I think that's it. Okay, yeah. Thanks everybody. Sorry, thank you to Taru for the raid there. It's gonna take a bit of time for the shout out.
Seriously, Mrs. Gidro, you need to get your act together. You need to be a better person. Not steal Pokemon.
Okay, so which Pokemon was that? Was it yellow or was that a different color? And you were doing your podcast. Fortunately, I couldn't get to see much of it today because I was playing around with the Saturn Core, and yeah, I just wanted to get through that. So I need to actually, I think you put that up on YouTube. I need to get that YouTube link if you've got it, and then I can catch up on some of the talk shows and stuff. So if you've got that, let me know. I think it's actually on your Discord, I believe. But yeah. Right, so today we're playing Rexblade. I started this probably beginning of the month. And it's an interesting game whereby it's not only first person shooter, you can also access the terminals and get hold of things like the logs and the library files, which end up being a group of almost, how could I put it, educational kind of questions. So I have to see about that. Okay, let's see if we can grab a terminal if I can find one.
Congratulations, Antaeus000. You have picked out Nebulous.
And somebody's already found the lucky dip. I hope that works okay.
Main menu.
So on the lucky dips, you've got the Mega Drive one and you've got the Amiga one. And I have put some crappy games in both of them. So I've kind of sort of tried to put some good games and crappy ones. So you might get some crappy ones, might get some good ones. There's two fairly rarish games in the Mega Drive section. If that, no, it's just a fun thing. So, you know, if you've ever been to Mr. Steve J's channel, he's got this tuck shop thing. So it's just a fun way to kind of, you know, like waste some points and stuff. I thought it might be just an interesting idea to do it instead of like a talk shop or a drinks menu. Because of the gaming channel, I just decided to do it as a kind of, you know, games thing. So I don't know. See how people gel with it. Yeah, see how people gel with it. Whether I'm going to kind of extend it out or chuck it or something like that. It was just an idea that I popped up with because it was part of the mix it up thing. In fact, that's another thing I need to point out.
Congratulations, Antaeus000. You have picked out Aero the Acrobat.
Okay, I might need to be careful of that. Two things are going on, one of the two. So that was the Genesis one that I fixed. And then hopefully...
Congratulations, Pat McKnowles80. You have picked out Batman.
There you go. People seem to be enjoying that a bit more, hopefully. So yeah, there we go. What I can do is I was going to look at... Because I did mention this in the Discord, and I did question it. And I thought I'll throw it together and see what people, how people react to it. I did think about doing the SNES one as well, just because I know a lot of people on the Mega Drive side probably would have had SNES as well, I also went with all the pictures for the Mega Drive are Mega Drive based, not Genesis, because I know that Antaeus would pick up on that one, and plus it's nice to see the Mega Drive instead of Genesis all the time. Can you swap it for Red Heat? I'm not going to tell you what games are in there. Let me just double check what. There's at least 2 Schwarzenegger games in. Just give me a sec. Okay, I don't have Running Man. I've just spoiled it now. I do have Running Man in there. I don't have Red Heat, but I can add it in. So I'll remind myself to add that one in. And then you can grab that one. So let me just make a note on that actually. Stick it in general. There we go. Just put it in Discord so I can remind myself. Great 16-bit game. I did if when I put it on the rest of them, unfortunately Red Heat came almost last. What did come last was the Running Man. So unfortunately, sorry about
Amigo_gamer says, why are we still talking about Arnie games? Just stop it. Every time I see one it triggers my brain and I spend all day saying LLLL. Dot high Namcos.
Dot high Namcos. Oh god, the TTS is quite funny. Let me just see if I can.
Congratulations, Namcos. You have picked out Alien Breed.
Okay, I was hoping to, hoping the RNG would trigger Amiga Gamer then. Because there is a couple of Arnie games in there. But also remember that Stallone is on for this Monday. So we've got Cliffhanger and Rambo 3.
Access denied.
What's the jump key? That one.
Anteus000 says Profo wasani thry buddy anarji fmli wadrarith yduuhwn. Be than I cry buddy o osso zarji from jerlaw sin per gluba wid. Main arji from goon, dialin twice I far with diadawan y ry budic cadu chiasi rail unvogel. uchigov.uk/alerts iybod mui. Profu hwn. Does dimangan I chi new dim.
Is that Welsh? Because it looks very much like, yeah, Bede is Welsh. Sounds a little bit odd when it does it through TTS. Roasting chicken is so immersed looking. Got to make sure it doesn't escape from the oven until it's properly dead. No problem. Hayes is telling us Klingons can sign up for the government alerts too in their native tongue. You know, the funny thing about that is I've not had that, you know, the mass mail thing. I've not had it. No.
Engaging computer.
I'm on 3. Oh, is that why? Because 3 doesn't accept it for some reason. That's interesting. Okay, let's have a look at the logs for this level. When in the shadows, beware of the unseen. If you're running low on supplies, find this coordinate. When you're in the northeastern sector, check this coordinate. What movie starred the spirit in the form of a man led by a bird seeking revenge for the death of his fiancée? The answer is a game password. Spirit in the form of a man led by a bird seeking his... Oh, that's The Crow. Great issue, and some people didn't get it. Aha, fair enough. So this is the other thing. This is why this got tagged up as trivia and educational. So this is the trivia part where you kind of got to guess the password. Feel free to shout the answer out in chat as well. When in the dark, don't despair. The help can be found right over here. That's another coordinate. Don't underestimate their deadly weapons. Are you looking for the guanine key? Here's a little hint. Did you find a double machine gun? Approach the unlit areas with extreme caution. Who knows what lurks in the shadows? Something, if you can decode this early 2D game title when you have a game password as in one word. Space Invaders, I think that is. Hard coordinate. The structure of Metallica is ravaged in certain areas from the Cyborg invasion. Oops. Adenine. The 4 letters of the keys of the key to the library. Can you guess the order? Thymine. Oops. I'm 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen. What am I? The answer is a teleport password. It sounds like water. Decode this for a library password. That's an interesting one. I thought it might be Robelo, but it's not, is it? I'm not sure on that one. Decode this for a teleport password in its slang. Central comms. So we've got the one at the top. A slang one with an S something EY something. And then the library one is R something something BL something something E. Now the teleport password is to get out of the level. But we're not fully there yet. put it in chat so chat can have a think. So the library password is this one. 1, 2, 3. Put spaces in with the there we go. And then we've got S. And that's the teleporter one. We've got Starblazer, which we know Quest is a game, Starblazer is a game, Outpost 9 is a game. We don't think we've played that one. Okay, what was the... There was another game one, wasn't there? Space Invaders, right, okay. Oops, didn't want to do that. And this plays a bit better than the other ones. Ah, that was it, just one level. Okay. I thought it would let me do that. Okay, so that was the new game. The library one was... I'm not sure, but so might not be able to get to the library one on this level anyway. Red is not Red Blade. Let's try this. No. Okay. I don't know. We definitely need the other one because we need to get out of here. There's another terminal. They'll all have the same thing on as well. If I remember rightly, they won't change Am I stuck?
Access denied. Engaging computer.
Yeah, it's the same one. Oh, that's good. So there's no way of getting out of here.
Access denied.
I might have to restart this then.
Main menu. Access denied.
Right, so that seems to have shut just after I've gone through it. That's kind of weird. Okay.
Engaging computer.
It's like a thinking man's doom, yeah. Well, the other thing you might not have seen, if you've never seen this game before, is you see it says Rex++ there. I can't remember if I can get into it now. Yeah. So Rex++ is a basic interpreter. So you can actually do basic within the game. And I think that's why they've put the games in there, to show that you can do that. You can only access it in the first couple of levels, I believe. So I've already done a small little program in it. I just can't access it anymore, unfortunately. So I'm kind of... it was a nice gimmick, but it just doesn't seem to be part of the game in a way. So I don't know. What do I do next? You know what? I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to... One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8. Just going to use a crossword solver. See what it comes out with. No matches found. That's interesting. So that's what I tried with the first one. R space space BL space space E, and it's not found anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the only match words for the other one is Sewin, King of Denmark, who conquered England in 1013. But that's for the teleport, and we don't even have that. What I could do is I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blade, Blake, Blame, Blair, Blaze, Black, Blaze. Be something like Red Blaze. I think the first one isn't red though. Could Could be RAM. Could be Rollblade. No, not even that. Do not know. Most of the quizzes were quite easy up until this point. Let me just go back to the logs. Just says decode this, it doesn't. I don't know. There's nothing else in the directory to help me. I've got CLS, which clears the screen, exit, help, system, doesn't really do me. I can put the system in, but that's all it does. Type Grassomania because I got Crumpet. I can put it in, but I don't think it's gonna say anything. Syntax error. See, he doesn't agree. Problem is I'm now stuck in here. I wonder what this is what Pentecost Dragon meant when he said he couldn't get out of this part at one. Because he said there was one part you just couldn't get out of. This could be nothing. Actually, it might be okay now. See what happens. Nope. That's kind of weird. Seagrasser isn't hot. Ah, this is the door. Getting a little bit worried then. So this is this side. Blue key. Oops. Out of weapons. Bit overkill, but it works. Oh, this is because it's... Remember that there was like spectre type monsters here. You just about see them.
Engaging computer.
And this is where the teleport level is. I still don't know what the hell that the hello there, Litvarsky. I still don't know what the password is to get out of here. Can any one of you guys let me one bidding challenge points so I can continue this stream? Sorry there, Litvarsky. I think Amiga Gamer's still saving up for that. What was it? It said it was supposed to be. I think we tried it anyway. No, we didn't. Yeah, hang on, let me try that. 2, 5. No, it's not that. No, they're offering. Well, so we can't get out of the level at the moment. So for those of you that have just popped in, we've got 2 passwords we can't work out. There's this one, and there's this one. Oops. The bottom one is slang, apparently. Oh, for fuck's sake. I just realised what one of them is, and I can't believe I've forgotten a bit. I'm going to kick myself. Right, let's go back to libs. It's the name of the game. Fuck's sake. Right, okay. So this is the, for those of you that have not seen this before, this is the trivia section, and which is why we've done it as educational as well. Virtual library question and answer. This is cosmology in the infinitesimal, whatever that word. Earth is in relatively dim part of the galaxy because there are not many stars around, like say near the center of the universe. If the sun went down on a planet near the center of the universe, would the sky go dark? Near the center of the universe. If the sun went down on a planet at the center of the universe, would you? I'd say no. Because our sun would still be going. Not many stars, what about Ryan Reynolds? I say no on that one. Correct, cool. In Einsteinian physics, the word relativity means particles move relatively slow, there's no stationary reference point, light is relatively fast, or light is relative matter. I think it's 2 personally, but I don't know what anybody else thinks. Antonio says 4. No advance so far. So let's go with Antis. Oh, we got a 3. So I say 2. Alfaro says 2 now. Hackmick says 3, and Antis says 4. Okay, we'll go with the majority answer unless somebody else changes and says 3. I'll give you a few seconds. Okay, I'm gonna go with in STNG podcast is a particle of light. Okay, well we'll find out anyway. Let's go with 2 because 2 of us have said 2. Correct. How far away is M31, the closest galaxy which contains more than 1 billion stars? Now this is interesting. I'm sure. Oh, is it M37? I was about to say that haven't we actually taken a picture of the black hole M31, but I think it's the M37 black hole. Or is it M87? No, it's 87. That's my fault. Right, okay. And here says 4 about... Oh, there is no 4. 1... So about 2... or how far away is it? 2 million light years, 10 million, or 119 trillion. It's closer to 2.5 million years, but 2 is close. 1, 1, or... Well, getting 1 on that one, I think. Correct. How long would it take a Voyager spacecraft to reach the closest star if it were in fact aimed in that direction? 400 years, 40,000 years, or 4 million years? Bearing in mind it's talking about the Voyager program, the Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, which is outside the solar system now. Not to be confused with the Star Trek Voyager. I'm going to say it's either 2 or 3. I think it's 2, I think. Gotta be 2. What about Vija? That was for that was it was part of the fictional Voyager program. It was Voyager, I think it was Voyager 6 they said it was. Might be 6. I can't remember that one. Not sure about 3 either. Any advance on this particular question? Okay, I'm probably going to go with 2 myself. It's 4 light years. I'm going to go with 2 and see what happens. Correct. There we go. Is the bright red spot on Jupiter really just a storm that has been raging on for hundreds of years? That's a yes. Yep. Are the two Voyager spacecraft the fastest machines ever launched? Now, this is the interesting thing, because I think at the time this came out, which was 98, I think it was. Let me just check the date of this before we go on. Because that is going to determine the question and the answer, sorry. 96 this came out. Because I think we've beaten the fastest machine with, was it Deep Blue or something? There was an ion-based machine that effectively is faster, but that wouldn't have been released in that wouldn't have been launched in 96. That was a bit later. So I think the Voyager craft were arguably the fastest. That's what I'm guessing on. I'm going to go with yes. Correct. Even though Jupiter is 1,000 times larger than Earth and takes many Earth years to circle the Sun, it has a remarkably short day. How long is a day on Jupiter? About 10 hours, about 7 Earth days, or about 1 Earth month? It did say a remarkably short day, so I'm going to think 10 hours possibly. Nine hours. About 10. So one. So look, it's looking like his consensus at number one here. Alright. Correct. Who was the first man on the moon, but Neil Armstrong or Buzz Aldrin? And that's going to have to be Armstrong, because I think Aldrin came down with them. And there was another one in the lunar orbiter at the top. That was the third guy. I could never remember his name. Tim Collins, I think it is. Is it? Tim Collins? But Armstrong and Aldrin were there, but it was Armstrong that did the whole one large step for mankind, I think. You're going to go with Buzz Aldrin, okay? Forget that, but what about first one? There might be a first one question. I don't know how many questions there are. I believe it's 9 hours, so 10 might actually be more accurate than 9. He was one. Was he the open that took the picture of the nail? Oh, that's a good point. It was Armstrong. Okay, well, let's go for Armstrong. I can't even see whether it says correct or not, but I'm assuming it is. I think usually if it's not correct, it says, do you want to redo it or something? So it looks like it is. Camera recording was from the craft, right? Okay. Shooting stars are really just small meteors about the size of a grain of dust burning up as they enter the atmosphere. But what altitude do we see them burning up at? 1 mile, 40 miles, 60 miles, or 100 miles? Burning up as they enter the atmosphere. I think it's going to be about 60 miles up. Possibly. Got to be 100. So we got a 4 here. what's 100 kilometers in miles? I was thinking probably 60. Yeah, so if I remember rightly, it's 5 miles to 7 kilometers. Is that right? Or is it the other way around? Something like that. So I don't think there's any more advanced than that, so I'm going to go with, I said 60 as well, I think. So let's go with 3. I think it's the Carmen line where they start building up hence. Yeah, I think there's different areas of atmosphere, and I think it's like, so it's not as soon as you get into the atmosphere, it's like a couple levels down or something weird like that. That's correct. How many times does the Earth circle the Sun each year? Once, twice, or 4 times? I think this will be once. I think it'd be a different answer if it's how many times does the Earth turn when it goes round the Sun. But yeah. It's probably just one of those questions that's thrown in there. Yep, it's 1. That's correct. Meteor crater in Arizona is almost a 4 mile in diameter. How large must a meteor that hit the Earth be to produce such a large crater? 2 meters, 25 meters, 100 meters, or 500 meters across? Well, I'm assuming that it's going to be a bit bigger. Some of it must have broke off, but I don't know at what point. We had say 2 meters, but that could be a trick question. One or 2, yeah. Because what I'm thinking is, it might be like this big as you coming in, but after the kind of atmosphere kind of reduces down to this big. But I could be wrong on that one. But it did say how much how big it is when it hits, rather than on the course for, if you get what I mean. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is it the striking size of the entry size? Alright, let's go for a 1, I think, on that one. Let's see what it says. Incorrect. Oh, interesting. Pac-Mick said 2. Okay, I can't remember. If I do no, does it go back to that question? No, it doesn't. Shit, we don't know how big it is. Sorry. It was 2, I'm a scientist. Okay, no problem. I'll take your word for it, Pac-Mick. The planet Venus is 30 million times bigger than the largest known comet. Venus also has 1 breathable air, 2 17 moons, or is about the same mass and size of the Earth. I think it's smaller than the Earth. I don't think it's got many moons. And I'm not sure about the breathable air. So somebody else might be able to... I mean, when they say about the same mass and same masses and sizes of Earth, that could be the correct answer. But I think I remember rightly if it's slightly smaller, I think. I've got a degree in physics, but I bet you can't even tell. Rectum scientist, but it's all the same thing. What? I'm not even going to go down the Uranus jokes. It shows twin planet. Yeah, I get that. It's the same mass as the way it's methane. 70 meters can't see. No, I can't see it being true. For another planet, yeah. I think Venus doesn't have any moons, and I don't think Mercury does either. I think the first planet does is ours. It is a check and tail, so now goes rectum soon, of course. Answer is 3. Okay. That's correct. Fine. What is the Greek word for order of the universe? Chaos or cosmos? I would say probably cosmos. Yeah. Seems more correct. Yep. What year did Albert Einstein die? 1803, 1899, 1946, or 1955? Got one for 1955. Got 2 for 55. I don't know this myself, and I couldn't even guess. I know he was around the early 1900s. Sorry, did I say 1900? Yeah, no, that sounds about right, because at least, yeah, early 1900s would include like 1910 and stuff, so yeah, I'd say that. So we got 2 for 55. Okay, let's go for number 4. Correct. Last journey of 38. Where's the nearest asteroid belt? Between Earth and Mars, between Mars and Jupiter, between Jupiter and Saturn, or somewhere beyond the orbit of Pluto? Now, number 4 does have a belt, but it's the Oort cloud. It's more like ice, objects. I don't think there's any between Earth and Mars, but I think there is between Mars and Jupiter. I think that's correct. Mars and Jupiter. Wait, what the fuck? It's 2. Yeah. What, 2 for Mars and Jupiter? Where did you come up with 6, Offeru? How does that mean? Okay. Right, so we've definitely got 1, 4, 2. I think it's Mars and Jupiter. Okay. Correct. Which planet is closest to the Sun? Mercury, Venus, Mars, or Earth? That's going to be obvious. That's Mercury. Unless somebody's going to tell me that the the transition of the second planet is. I don't think it is. It's definitely Mars, closest to the Sun. Vulcan 1. Fair enough. Put 1 in. Yep. How long did it take Voyager 2 spacecraft to reach Jupiter? 2 weeks, 2 months, or 2 years? I think it was 2 years. Venus is hotter somehow. Vulcan is the kind of mist type I'd make it is. Yeah, I think it was 2 years. I think 2 months might have been things like Mars, possibly. Although Mars pushes a bit more than 2 months, I think. I think it kind of does this as you go out, sort of, yeah. Actually, there's a theory there's a planet closer to Mercury in the core of the planet Vulcan. Alright, going for 2 years. Right, the Sun moves in an orbit around the Sun. How far around is that orbit? Is it, is that 600 million kilometers? Right, you can see the number of zeros, just put the number in. I'm not even going to attempt to guess what those are. I think after this I'll do another couple of questions. We'll get back to the gaming. And I really need to start paying for Zephyr or whatever it is, because its announcements is a bit sporadic. We're going for 3. Any advance on 3? I think it's a rough guess, Offero. I think it's more like the kind of middle school, sort of high school kind of guess. Always go for the biggest sausage. What we got here? We've got 1 for 3. And we've got 150 mile. I can't even convert that to kilometers. I'm assuming you're probably gonna go with the second, possibly. I don't know. So we've got 1 and 2, or 1 and 3. Okay. I'm going to go with 3 and see what that gives me. Incorrect. What was the correct answer? Correct answer is 1. So we're all incorrect. Possibly. Okay, last 2 questions coming up. They both scale from 0 to 12 measures what? Temperature, humidity, or wind speed? I have heard of both before, and I can't remember what that is. I initially thought it might be wind speed, but I could be wrong. Humidity. Okay, it's 1 for humidity. Two and 3. So there's 2 of us going for wind speed, 1 going for humidity. And Taste, do you want to throw one in? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Too annoyed that we mistyping nearly every word. Oh, it's fine. To be fair, nothing. This is just random stuff they've put in. There's no, from what I can tell, there's no benefit of us answering this correctly. Unless there is and I've missed it, I don't know. If I'm right, play Red Heat. The problem with that is I'd have to switch stuff around, and I've only got. I tell you what. This is Amiga Monday tomorrow. What I could do is I could squeeze in Red Heat at the end. I could do it that way. Right, let's see if, you know what, I'm going to go with Pack Big Nose and see whether it's correct. Is it humidity? Incorrect. What is the answer? 3. So, me and Offero are correct. It is wind speed. Right, last question. How fast was the meteor that created the meteor crater moving when it hit the Earth over 15,000 years ago? 1 mile per second, 5 miles per second, 10 miles per second, or 100 miles per second? I'm not even going to answer this one. I'm going to leave that to you guys in chat. Okay, really fast. You're going with 10 miles per second. How would anyone know? But it's definitely a guess. I don't know. Maybe they've kind of worked it out from the creator itself. Can't they usually guess at the... Is it like the after effects of the... I'm trying to think of what they'd go for. I'm assuming there'd be some residual stuff around that would tell them. Maybe it's like, I was going to say when stone gets converted or the ground gets converted and they get different minerals around and it can... I'm guessing, I'm just, you know, thinking that could be a thing that's the type of minerals that be around it because of the heat and the punching of the meteoroid into the ground might give an indication how fast it's going. I don't know, I'm just guessing. So we've got 3 as a guess. How would anyone know? But I'm to a set figure. There's loads of ways to tell. Down over the speed helmet. Impact size, impact spread. Any advance on 3? I'd love to see people looking at this channel going, how the hell is this trivia and education with an FPS? Okay, let's go and see if Alpha Row is correct. Yes. Right, let's exit this. You've answered... Oh, that's interesting. I don't think that's come up before. You've answered 17 out of 38 questions correctly. I'm going to have to check back on that because I don't think we've seen that before. Now I'm wondering what happens if we answer all of them correctly. Alright, let's just see what happens. Let's go back. Okay, so it's saying about 38 questions. Let's see if we can do it all. What's the longest day of the year? July 10th, June 21st, or August the 3rd? And someone keeping count in chat which ones we got correct. How many we got correct, sorry. So you're saying June 21st, which sounds about right, because I think it's about the summer solstice, isn't it? Yeah. Correct. Is it possible to travel to the speed of light? And I think the answer generally to this has been no. I think. Yeah, if you're a phone, yeah. Yeah, the problem is it's not being clear about what is possible to travel. So what do we want to do? Do we want to say yes or no? We're saying yes. Okay. Let's try this one. Incorrect. So it's gonna it basically said no for that one. Okay, so how long would it take for the Voyager spacecraft to circle the Milky Way? Wow. That would be a few 100 million years, definitely. Yes, the problem with some of these questions is they're not very clear. So with this question, I think I'm going to go 3, and I don't think anyone's going to disagree on that one. Because 100,000 years, you probably wouldn't even get like a quarter of the Milky Way. That'll be correct. Shooting stars, we already know this question. That's 3. We've done this one, and I believe it was 2. I believe this one was 3. One is Mercury. This was 3 years. 2 years, sorry. This was yes, because it's correct at the time. Here's an interesting question. Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system. How many planets the size of our Earth would fit inside? 10, 500, 1,000, or 10,000? I think it's between 3 and 4, but I'm not 100% sure. I know that the red spot is very big. We got a 3. For us having a think. Four seems too big. You'd be guessing. Okay, I got a 3. Correct. The Voyager 1 spacecraft has left the solar system. The emptiness of space will preserve the spacecraft forever. Will Voyager 1 ever enter another solar system? Yes, who knows what's out there? No, it will never again pass a star. I believe it is... At least one of them is on the way to a nearest star, but... I think the answer is yes. Definitely will, yeah. Yeah, I think we're all agree with that one. It's going to take around 2,040 years, yeah. Correct. How hot is the surface of Venus? Minus 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees, 500 degrees, or 900. I think it's pushing 900 because it's quite hot. It's definitely not minus or 0. Yeah, so we got 2 on 4. We got 1 500. Right, so I'm going to go with the majority. That's correct. How long would it take? Cool. How long would it take Voyager spacecraft to reach the closest star if it were in fact aimed in that direction? 400 years, 40,000 years, or 4 million years? I was thinking it might take 400. I don't think it's larger than 40,000, but I could be wrong. So we got a 2, a 1, and a week or so. So we got a mixture of answers on this one. 4, 2, and I'm thinking 1 possibly. Okay, I'm going to go with 1 and see what it says. Incorrect. Answer is 2, so Alpha was correct in that one. What keeps the surface of Jupiter's moon Io from appearing pot marks like our moon? Volcanoes, ice, or dust? I think it's volcanoes, because it is a volcanic planet. Ice would be Europa. Dust will probably be Mars. Yeah, we've got 1. I think 1. I think it's probably going to be considered. It's probably going to be the same across the board. Correct. We've seen this one, so that's once. What do you call the study of projectiles in motion, ballistics or dynamics? I think it's the first one. Because it's what they use in gun testing, is it? When I test the bullets to see what the bullet is. I do realise I said the last one was 400,000. That's because 2,040 years I mentioned earlier was wrong by a factor of 3 out. It's not. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I think everybody's agreed with ballistics. How many craters are there on the near side of the moon? About 10,000, 5,000. Sorry, 10,000, 5,000, 100, or 50. Because if I remember rightly, it's this side of the moon that has loads of craters, but the other side of the moon doesn't have as many. Is it because it's tidally locked or something? I can't remember. Last time I counted. I would probably go for a 5,000 maybe. Still, I should count them. It's got to be well under 100. Yeah, I think that's the case. There's all the small ones as well, I suppose. So we've got 5,000. Our side has less, yeah. Okay. Going for about 5,000. Incorrect. No, it shows 10,000. This one, I believe this one was the first one. Because that confused a lot of you. Well, not confused, but kind of a lot of you are a bit like, really? We know the order of the universe is chaos, cosmos. How long does it take Pluto to orbit the sun just once? 1 year on Pluto. About 1 Earth year, about 5 years, about 7 years, or 100. I think it's 7. We've got 2 and 3. The only problem with this is it doesn't actually tell you how many questions you got correct already. 100 seems too much, yeah, that's what I thought. Offer is saying it's way over 200 years, he thinks. That's interesting. Sure, it wouldn't have been that many years. Unless it's planets like Jupiter at 7. I mean, you could be correct. Because I'm pretty sure isn't Jupiter something like 50 years or something like that. So I initially thought 7. Pac-Mick said 7. Offero thinks it's over 200. Hello there, India. Using 4. So 2 on 2 over 100 and 2 on less. All right, let's go for 4 and see what it says. Correct. In 1908, the Tungsten event, which occurred in Siberia, apologies if I've mispronounced that, and astonishingly wiped out 200 acres in a moment's time, has been postulated to be caused by all but which of the following: a nuclear bomb, a comet hitting the Earth, an antimatter mass hitting the Earth, a black hole hitting the Earth. I think it's number 1. You think it's comet hitting the Earth? Possibly. Because wasn't the Tungsten event before nuclear stuff? So it wouldn't make sense if it was a nuclear bomb. Definitely the comment. Okay, fine. Incorrect. Answer is 1. Yeah, the other theory that I've heard about the tungsten event, and it's a conspiracy theory that somebody's postulated that it was Tesla's death ray weapon was a possibility. I mean, maybe, I don't know. So yeah. Planet Venus is 30 million times bigger than the largest known comet. Venus also has, oh yeah, we said it was about the same size mass of the Earth. What is the nearest spiral galaxy to the Milky Way, M31 or Andromeda? I think it's Andromeda. Yeah, because I think M31's a bit further than that. Okay, so I'll double check. Yeah, it's going to be weird for people. Correct. Did the Viking spacecraft sent to Mars carry experiments designed to test life on that planet? Did it? I'm not sure if it did or not. Okay, so double checked. Karanoff and Kurson explosion was caused by an asteroid that grazed the Earth, entering the atmosphere at a shallow angle and passing out into space. Oh, okay, fair enough. We got a yes on that one. I was there. Okay. Correct. Even though Jupiter is oh, we've done this one, haven't we? I think. Short day on Jupiter was 10 hours, yeah. Nearest asteroid belt, we did this one. This was Mars and Jupiter. What is the Big Dipper constellation called in France? The two other names are what England and China called it, the Casserole or the Great Bear. That's an interesting question. Notice also it says 1 to 3 when we've only got 2 answers here. We've got the Casserole, Ursa Major Great Bear. And the reason why I saw was recently I watched a documentary about the I thought it was going to be saying there. Okay, so everybody's saying bear, is it? Oh, 2 people are saying bear, 1 person saying casserole. Okay, let's go for the Great Bear. Incorrect. Correct answer is a casserole. So Packpick was correct in that one. 4-foot scale, we've already noticed is wind speed. We already know that's a yes. Here we go. How far away is M31, the closest galaxy which contains more than 1 billion stars? About 2 million light years, 10 billion light years, on 119 trillion. I think we did have this question, but I can't remember what we said. Oh no, maybe this was the question we were going to answer, but I did an escape at this point. I think that was it. So we got about 10 billion light years. Casserole's a cool name for a constellation, though. I think it's because, isn't it Big Dipper? It kind of like does this, like kind of that. So I suppose you could look at it as like a sort of pan in the sky. So I can kind of see where they're coming from on that one. Been there, long journey. Okay. Right, if nobody else is going for that, I will go 2. Incorrect. It is about 2 million light years. Oh, sorry. Sorry there, Offerer. How far away are you from the center of the galaxy? About 1 million miles, about 30,000 to 40,000 light years, or as far as the edge of the galaxy. Well, if I remember rightly, we are on we're on one of the spiral arms that's nearest to the edge of the galaxy, if I remember rightly. I'm not sure what the center of. It's probably about 1 million miles, I'd say. 3 is technically right. Okay. If space is expanding, isn't the center changing all the time? Run one of the outer spirals. Yeah, I thought we were. Because I know we're kind of on the outside of it. I suppose the joke is we're a backwater planet. Center is everywhere. Yeah, what is up in space? Okay, so we've got 3 as this one. Okay, let's try 3 then. Incorrect. Answer is 2. Did somebody say 2? I'm pretty sure nobody said 2. Okay. What's the name for minor planets? Meteor or asteroid? Oh, this is interesting. Because this has changed since then. Because in 96, I don't think we were talking about dwarf planets. We've got 2 for asteroids. Okay, let's go with it. Yep. The meteor crater. This is the one that we got wrong. I think we said 2 meters across. Let's just see if it's the 25 one. Unless you want a different, if you, yeah, exactly, no dwarf planets for over 10 years, yeah. Let's go with 2, because I think that's what Patmick said. Correct. So it was that 25. Rings of Saturn are made of ice. What is the average size of the particles in the rings? About 1 meter across, 25 meters across, 500 meters across, or they are microscopic particles. I don't even know how many we've got correct at the moment. 1 and 4, 1 meter, and they're microscopic. It can't be both. Or are you just not sure between 1 and 4? You're going with a meter across, okay? Patrick's going with the microscopic one. Anybody else going to advance on that? Unless I'm going to have to pick between one or two or the other one. I mean, I'm pushing towards 4, but I could be wrong. Because isn't the whole point that it's supposed to be quite big, but you can get a craft past them or something? You know what? I'm going to go with 1 meter across, because part of me think that might be correct. Correct. Earth is in a relatively dim part of the galaxy because there are not many stars around. Oh, we've done this one. No, that's a no. We've done 55 for this one. We did Neil Armstrong for this one. Aha. What year did Leonardo da Vinci die? 1519, 1289, or 1021? $12.89. We've got a 1519. I think 1021's a bit too long ago, but I think Leonardo da Vinci's more Renaissance period. I can't remember what the period that is. I suspect it might be the 1400s, but it's 2. Okay, we're going to be insisting on 2. Incorrect. It's 1519. So we got 30 out of 38 answers correctly. Okay. The thing is, though, we've got most of it got all the way through. I wonder whether... Sorry if I'm doing this again, but I might to... So it's this is the same 38 questions, but they're all different, differently picked. So let's just see if we can get that all correct. It's 2, 1. Yes. That was 2. That was 1. That was yes. Ballistics. What was this one? Was it 10,000? Or I think it was this one. 2. Wind speed. Yes. This one was 1519. 2 years. Mars and Jupiter. I think it's this one. That was a yes. $10. That was that one. That was that one. That's that one. That was 1955. That was 2. This was 4. This was a casserole. Oh, it just says, right, okay. We just gotta remember the lies, yes. No problem, Antaeus. No problem, Alfaro. Maybe it shows no important clip like in Duke at the cinema. Yeah, I found it. Yeah, thanks for thanks, Pac-Mick. Yeah, so it doesn't seem to do anything. Fine. Homework for today done, guys. Yeah, here we go. Teleport level is what we need to do next. Only problem is we need to figure out what the hell this slang is. Yeah, it is a bit disappointing. Let me just go and get the question. I'm gonna run it. That one. I'll put this back in chat. S something E Y something, and it's there we go. Because we can't do anything else in this level until we get that password, and then we can leave. Unless it's something to do with in-game slang, like the previous question was Rex Blade. The previous answer to the question was Rex Blade. So whether this is slang, let me see if where's my got a copy of the files here, so I should be able to find the README. No problem there, Pac-Mick. Thanks for popping in. Where's the README? There we go. Okay, so the README doesn't have anything. It doesn't make, it's not quite fun. Where's the dig files, format players? Okay, I've got text documents here. Man level. Oh, I've got the, I think Kinnikos was saying this. There's text documents here with the some of the logs in. But there aren't that many text documents. Hmm. No. I can't escape level without it, that's the issue. I'm gonna have a wander around and see if I can find anything else. If I can escape. Which I can't do. That's interesting, I can't escape.
Engaging computer.
Right, I'm nipping to the loo, I'll be back in a minute. I've also got to feed my cats as well. So, yeah, give me a few minutes.
engaging computer. Main menu.
Congratulations Antaeus000. You have picked out Shinobi.
Thank you, Antaeus. Sorry about that. Let me start that again. So you've got about 14 games in the Amiga Lucky Dip, and you've got about 17 games in the Mega Drive one. So if people keep using it, what I'll do is I will start adding more to it so that you can get more of a selection. And I'm glad that people have kind of sort of seems to have taken with that one. And that was using
Congratulations Antaeus000. You have picked out the Lost Patrol.
that was using the trying to find Turrican. I will say that's not on there, but I will add it in. Yeah. So when I was doing the Genesis one, you know, because the random element, that's how I came across this to do this sort of thing. But for Antaeus, I will show you. I think I showed you the first Genesis. Let's see if it'll show the second one.
Genesis allowed is not.
So that's the one you already know.
Genesis allowed is not. Genesis allowed is not.
Nope, not hate.
Genesis allowed is not.
That's interesting. Let's push him off the other one. It's definitely there.
Genesis allowed is not.
Can't be right. No, it does. There's no Mega Drive one. It switches between two. I suppose it's because there's only two there. There we go.
Genesis allowed is not.
There you go. So it does work. It's just because there's two there. So it doesn't always switch between the two, but it's definitely there for the same one. What I wanted to do originally was basically, my original idea was have a Genesis box and then have them walking through. I might still see if I can do it, but I'm just not very good at putting that in via Mix It Up. I'll see what I can do to do that. You liked how it triggered them, but that's fine. But it's working now, so that's good. So I need to put Hate and Turrican in. Right, I will add those in as well. If you've got any suggestions for the Mega Drive side, let me know. And do you want me to put the SNES in as Lucky Dip as well? I can start doing that. Zool, which one do you want Zool on? Do you want it on Amiga, Mega Drive, or both? So let me just write this down. So we want everything, okay. And then there was one I wrote down in Discord. Red Heat. Yeah, that's fine. I can put in both. That's not a problem. Okay, I will add those to the Lucky Dips. So whilst I was muted, I did say something else. Apologies for that. So yeah, so we'll get back to Rex Blade next week, and then next week is the last week of my general stuff before I move over to Mados. Mados being the Windows 3.x games, and we'll be doing a month of that. Let me just pull up the schedule again, because I think I said with the thing muted. So I'm back tomorrow with Stallone Games on Amiga Monday. We've got Paul Radiance on Retro Tuesday. The hopefully last bit of Blade Runner on Friday, and I did do an unscheduled one on yesterday just to kind of push the story on a bit, because I'm aware that I'm going to be on the last week next week. So I think I'm on Act 4 now, where it looks like I'm being pinned as a replicant, possibly, which is kind of wrong, because I remember Steel shooting Enzo, despite the fact that I'm being pinned for it. Kind of weird. Yeah, I'm sorry for I'm popping off. I still can't figure out that password. So we've got a password to end a level, but I just don't know what it is. And I tried to use a cheat to move on over to the next level, and it didn't do anything. And I just don't know what I'm gonna do at the moment. So I'm gonna kill it for now. Try and figure out what it is for next week, and then maybe we can push forward with it. I mean, we've done a small amount of progress, and we've done some kind of education stuff, so that's fine. I need to think what I'm doing. I keep thinking of stuff, and then my brain just empties. Yeah, and I'm also being pushed by my other half to get some food, so I need to get that sorted. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I'll add Red Heat and Turrican and Sword to all the Lucky Dips, and I'll probably start looking at getting SNES in as well, just as an extra thing. And I think other than that, I will see you all tomorrow, or whenever you're available to pop around. We will raid Spider-Man, who is playing Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis on the Amiga. And by the looks of things, he's nearing the end, because he's in the caves bit at the bottom. I think that's before you get to the main section of the Atlantis bit, I think. So let's go raid Spider-Man. Right, so there we go. So again, thank you for everybody for popping in. Thank you very much to Tara Lou for the raid. Hopefully see you all tomorrow. And also don't forget that Mados is coming, and should be an interesting month in May. So until then, I will see you all later. Bye.